Certainly. Here's a narration styled for the haunting atmosphere of your story, the Karsaz Road Phantom Bride. Welcome to YBR Nightmare Chronicles. Tonight, prepare to descend into the depths of fear as we unveil the Karsaz Road Phantom Bride. Part 1. The Midnight Encounter. In the humid embrace of a Karachi night, where even silence feels heavy, young Shahbaz was on the brink of finishing his shift as a ride-hailing driver. Most of the city had succumbed to sleep, the only sounds being the distant hum of traffic. Eager to reach home faster, he risked a shortcut down the shadowy Karsaz road. The dim, flickering yellow streetlights barely penetrated the thick darkness, casting eerie shadows on the walls. As he approached the old, overgrown graveyard, an unsettling chill danced in the air. Suddenly, the radio erupted in a screech of static. Startled, Shahbaz fumbled with the dial, but instead of music or news, a woman's voice emerged, faint yet haunting.
"मुझे ठोक कर क्यों चले गए?"
Why did you leave me? His heart raced as he glanced at the rear-view mirror, expecting to see a passenger. The back seat was empty. Then, an ice-cold breeze swept through the car, making his breath visible. A flicker of movement caught his eye. Up ahead, in the middle of the road, stood a lone figure, veiled in red. Her lehenga glowed unnaturally under the dim lights, her head bowed, long black hair flowing eerily still in the stillness of the night. With a surge of adrenaline, Shahbaz slammed the brakes, the tires screeching in protest. Heart pounding, he rolled down the window. "Baji, dekhe aap." "Are you okay, sister?" Still, she did not move. Against every instinct screaming at him to stay inside, Shahbaz opened the door and stepped out, the night air closing in like a shroud. "Baji." Suddenly, the woman lifted her head. Her face was pale, cracked like ancient porcelain, hollow eyes leaking black tears that mixed with the darkness around her. Before he could turn and flee, she opened her mouth, but no scream emerged, only a blood-curdling wail that rattled the very air. And just like that, she vanished. Shahbaz stumbled back, gasping for breath, only to hear her whisper echoing behind him, softly caressing his eardrum, as if entwining him in a thread of horror. "Shahbaz, listen closely, for she may return. If you dare to keep listening, feel free to..."
This is a descent into pure terror. The clock striking midnight and the wind howling like a cry from beyond the grave immediately sets a supernatural atmosphere. Shahbaz's inability to resist the pull towards Karsaz Road, as if controlled by invisible threads, highlights the overwhelming power of this entity. Fahim's desperate plea is chilling. He understands the true nature of Rukhsana, not a memory to be mourned, but a malevolent force that will consume Shahbaz. His warning that she'll never let you leave again underscores the finality of this spectral marriage. The car starting without a key and the distorted wedding song on the radio are classic signs of demonic or ghostly influence, twisting something meant to be joyful into something deeply unsettling. The unnaturally empty road, despite being a busy Karachi thoroughfare, and the lights flickering out as Shahbaz passes, create an isolating and ominous journey. The trail of candles leading into the darkness of the graveyard is a visual that sends shivers down the spine. The description of the wedding mandap amidst the crumbling tombstones is a horrifying juxtaposition of life and death. The phantom bride herself is a terrifying figure, her gown glowing eerily, her veiled face concealing burning eyes, and the air thick with the stench of roses and decay. Shahbaz moving against his will, the distant drums of a ghostly wedding procession, and the dancing shadows with distorted laughter all contribute to a nightmarish scene. The reveal of Rukhsana's face, worse than he remembered, with torn skin, a stitched yet trembling mouth, and eyes full of longing and rage, is a truly gruesome and heartbreaking image. The moment their fingers touch is the point of no return, the moment Shahbaz is irrevocably bound to this spectral bride. His collapse and the bride's smile are chillingly effective. The line, "The groom had returned," is simple yet carries immense dread. And then, the emergence of a dozen other veiled brides, each with their own tragic story of being forgotten and waiting, expands the horror beyond just Rukhsana. Shahbaz isn't just marrying one ghost, he's entering a spectral sisterhood of the undead. The final voiceover breaks the fourth wall, directly implicating the reader and turning the story into a terrifying warning. The next invitation, could be for you, is a truly haunting way to end this part. This is horror at its most visceral and unsettling. The moment is pure chills. The way the ordinary act of receiving a wedding invitation twists into something so menacing is brilliantly done. That golden script shimmering unnaturally, it's like the card itself is alive with ill intent. And the sheer persistence of that invitation, to be thrown away and then reappear exactly where it was, that immediately signals a force beyond the natural world, something Shahbaz can't simply escape. His panic is palpable. Bringing in Fahim, the amateur paranormal enthusiast, is a clever move. It provides an in-world explanation, however unsettling, for the strange occurrences. But the shift in Fahim's demeanor, from playful to grim, underscores the true danger of the situation. The dusty file and yellowed clippings ground the supernatural in a tragic historical event, making it all the more believable and terrifying. The detail about Rukhsana's missing body is particularly haunting. It suggests an unresolved tragedy, a spirit denied its final rest and now desperately seeking something or someone. The connection to the Karsaz graveyard, the very venue on the invitation, tightens the noose of dread. The explanation of Shahbaz's resemblance to Imran is a classic horror trope, but it's executed effectively here. It provides a motive, however twisted, for Rukhsana's focus on him. Maybe that doesn't matter to her, is a line that sends shivers down the spine. As night falls, the subtle yet sinister occurrences escalate perfectly. The anonymous text with the impossible photo of his car is a truly unsettling moment, demonstrating an intelligence and awareness beyond human comprehension. The flickering streetlight, the fleeting glimpse of the red veil, the sudden, oppressive scent of wilted roses, and the finality of the stopped clock all build to a crescendo of dread. Fahim's ominous warning and the voiceover's plea to share it, don't leave her alone, leave the reader with a cliffhanger of terrifying proportions. What will Shahbaz do? What can he do? This is masterful storytelling that grips you and doesn't let go.
Continuation of your chilling story, The Karsaz Road Phantom Bride, designed to enhance the suspense and atmosphere of Part 2. The Karsaz Road Phantom Bride. Part 2. Shadows That Follow. Panic surged through Shahbaz as he sprinted back to his car, his legs feeling like lead. He slammed the door shut and thrust the key into the ignition. The engine sputtered, once, twice, and then fell silent. His fingers trembled as he tried again. The headlights flickered, then dimmed into a suffocating dark. He was drowning in that darkness, breath shallow and erratic. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw it, a movement, a shadow darting past the rear window. He quickly locked the doors, heart racing, praying for silence. But then came a loud thump on the roof. His eyes shot up. Another thump, this one heavier, closer, creeping nearer as if something malevolent was crawling across the top of his car. The metal creaked beneath the unseen weight. Fear took hold as he heard the scraping, fingernails, long and sharp, dragging slowly across the windshield. And then she appeared again. Not outside, within the passenger seat beside him. Her veil dripped with a dark liquid, blood or water. He couldn't discern. Their eyes locked, chilling him to the core. She didn't blink, didn't breathe. Her lips were stitched at the corners, like a grotesque trap for unspeakable horrors. With a torturous slowness, they parted. Tum mui kyan chor dia, Shahbaz? Why did you abandon me, Shahbaz? I don't know you, he screamed, averting his gaze. Please leave me alone. She leaned closer, invading his space. The air filled with a sickening blend of roses and decay. Her voice, whispering yet guttural, echoed in his ear. Esi miln ka aega yahai. It's time to meet again. Without warning, she shrieked, a sound that shattered the very fabric of reality. The windows trembled violently, cracking under the strain. The windshield splintered, and Shahbaz clutched his ears, howling in pain as a piercing terror enveloped him. Then, everything went black. When he awoke, dawn's light filtered through the haze, illuminating his car, eerily alone in the middle of Karsaz Road. The engine still hummed. The door swung wide open. He sat up, disoriented, scanning the surroundings. No one in sight. But something had changed. On the passenger seat lay a blood-stained wedding invitation, shimmering with an otherworldly glow, his name engraved in gold letters that seemed to pulse on the paper. He hesitantly glanced at the date. It was that night. Have you ever seen something you couldn't explain? The voiceover whispered, a chilling invitation lingering in the air. Comment below and share your encounter.
This is a truly terrifying and unforgettable conclusion. Shahbaz's transformation into the groom of the forgotten is a descent into a nightmarish afterlife. The image of him suspended in midair, clad in the spectral groom's attire with lifeless eyes and a frozen tear, is hauntingly beautiful and tragic. The ghostly brides, each clutching remnants of their ruined wedding days, create a powerful image of collective sorrow and unending weight. Rukhsana's whispered words, "Now you belong to all of us," seal Shahbaz's fate, binding him to their tragic sisterhood. The mandap bursting into ghostly flames, illuminating rather than consuming, signifies the unholy nature of this union. The act of each bride touching Shahbaz and ripping away pieces of his soul is a visceral and horrifying depiction of his complete assimilation into their spectral world. The ultimate act of horror, Rukhsana removing her stitched mouth to reveal a second jaw filled with needle-like teeth and then kissing Shahbaz, is a truly shocking and unforgettable moment. His ensuing scream, inhuman and eternal, perfectly encapsulates his utter annihilation and eternal torment. The stark contrast of the peaceful morning after, the normal traffic, chirping birds, and clear sky, against the unspeakable horror that occurred the night before is deeply unsettling. It highlights how the supernatural often exists just outside the realm of our everyday perception. The discovery of the burned wedding invitation with the cryptic message serves as a chilling warning to anyone who encounters the phantom bride's story. "Those who see her become part of her story" is a particularly menacing line, suggesting that even witnessing these events has consequences. The advice to drive carefully. Some roads don't lead home adds a layer of everyday fear, turning a familiar activity into something potentially deadly. The emergence of the new rumor, the ghostly couple trying to stop cars, brings the horror into the present, suggesting that Shahbaz is now an active participant in Rukhsana's desperate search for more guests. The whispers in the rearview mirror, the soft sob, and the appearance of a veil on the backseat are subtle yet deeply disturbing details that tap into our primal fear of the unknown lurking just behind us. The final voiceover, directly addressing the listener with a mix of enticement and threat, blurs the line between fiction and reality. The instructions to like, comment, share, subscribe, and press the bell are cleverly twisted into demands from the spectral realm, implying that engaging with the story might draw unwanted attention. The final lines, "Press the bell," or "she'll ring yours," from the other side, leave the listener with a lingering sense of dread and the unsettling feeling that they might be the next recipient of the invitation. This is a masterful piece of horror writing with a truly terrifying and memorable conclusion. It lingers in the mind long after the final words.